Hello everyone and welcome to the YouTube channel of BeingACCA. This is Tushita Gupta, ACCA affiliate, and in this video we are going to be solving the FM pre-September 2023 mock, and we were on section B. We have to solve the first OT case. So let's get started. The name of the question is Gray Company. So let's read the scenario. It's a relatively shorter one. Gray Company is planning to buy a new machine costing $350,000 with a useful life of 5 years and no scrap value. There are two financing options under consideration. Option 1 is to lease it. Option 2 is to get a bank loan. Under leasing, your annual lease cost will be $130,000 per year, payable at the start of each year. Okay. And then for the bank loan, the bank has offered a loan at an annual interest rate of 7% per year. So the first requirement says, using the discount table, what is the present value of the lease option to the nearest dollar? So let's find that out. We do not really have a cost of capital given to us over here. So we can use the discount rate of 7% to make our calculations. So let's open the formula sheet. With regards to 7% interest rate, I can find out my annuity factor. So which annuity factor will I be using over here? There are total 5 lease payments, right? And this will begin at year 0 and the last payment will be at the start of year 5. Start of year 5, or I can say at the end of year 4. So the factor that I will be using is, according to 7%, I will go for the factor that is 3.387. This will be for 4 years and plus the value of my first payment, which will be discounted at 1. So my annuity factor becomes 1 plus 3.387. This becomes my annuity factor, and I will multiply this with the cost per year, which is $130,000. And multiplying this, I will get my final answer as this will become 4.387 multiplied by 130,000. And if I solve this on my calculator, I have my answer as, I get my answer as 570310. So this is what I am getting on my calculator. There is no information with regards to any sort of rounding given to me. So I'm just going to enter the exact amount that I'm getting over here. Moving to the next one. Which two of the following are true in relation to operating leasing? So let's read. First of all, please recollect that operating leases are those kinds of leases that will provide you assets for short-term periods, right? So the first thing that we have over here is operating leasing offers a solution to the obsolescence problem. Now, this is absolutely true. What happens in obsolescence? Obsolescence is nothing where your assets will age, and over time, when they age, they decrease in terms of production capacity and your technology develops, and that is why they are not able to keep up with the present scenario and they become obsolete. So yes, operating lease, since because they are for shorter periods of time, they can help you solve this problem of obsolescence. Now moving to the second option that we have, operating leases are only available to listing companies. Absolutely not. Anyone with a good good source of finance can go for operating leases. Companies, even the smaller companies who are not as big as listed companies, they can definitely use operating leases, because these will help them, because they do not have to buy the entire asset, and they can just get it for a short term lease, and they can still be able to use the asset, which they otherwise may not be, because the asset is very much expensive. So the second statement is wrong. It is not only available to listed companies. Then we have operating leasing can act as a source of long-term finance. Now, this statement is also true. Why is this true? So when companies can, when the contract expires, you can renew that contract over and over again. And this is how you can also, use operating leases over your longer term of periods. Now, operating leases transfer ownership to the lessee. No, this actually happens in financial leases, and that is why this is not the right answer. So I have option 1, obsolescence problem, and option 3, source of long-term finance as the right answer. Moving on to the third question under this OT case, which of the following actions could a lender take if there was a violation of a debt covenant? So what are debt covenants in the first place? Debt covenant are nothing but obligations or restrictions that that the person who has lent you money will put on you, so that he or she can get more assurance that you will be making his or her payments on time. So these restrictions can range from restrictions on dividend payments. There can be restriction on sale of assets, so he can restrict you from not selling an asset till a fixed amount of time. And then there can be restrictions on the issue of debt also, right? So what do you think a lender can do if there is a violation of a debt covenant? So a possibility is that he may increase the interest rate that he is charging from you, right? So if you have violated some restriction that he had set on you, so it is a breach of contract, and this can definitely lead him to increase the interest rates, or even demand that you repay the loan immediately to him, or maybe some penalty fees depending on how you have entered into the contract. Moving to the next one, which of the following illustrates the market segmentation theory? Okay, so an investor buys a security with a 4% return for an investment period of 1 year. The investor would require a higher rate of interest on a 5-year investment. Now, first, let's understand what market segmentation theory actually is. So, according to the market segmentation theory, investors will tend to invest in set markets with little movements into other markets, right? So, this also is the reason why interest rates are different for short term loans and they are different for long term loans, because the everybody would since long term involves setting your money away from you for a longer period of time, so definitely there's a difference in interest rates demanded in short term versus long term loans. So how can this be illustrated? This can be illustrated by maybe a public sector borrowing will require a uh, longer term interest rates for government debt. So if you are putting in your money for a longer period of time, maybe you will require a larger sum of interest, because you are blocking your money away for a longer period of time. So that is why from the options that are given to us, the second option says investor expects future interest rates to rise compared to short term interest rates, and so will require a higher interest rate on long term investments than short term investments. Although the four statements that are given to us over here are very closely linked to each other, but the perfect illustration for market segmentation theory will be the third option. A high public sector borrowing requirement will lead to an increase in the long term interest rates for government debt. So this is the illustration of the market segmentation theory. So let's move on to the next question. This is the last question relating to this OT case. Which of the following support pecking order theory? Now, we have three options given to us over here. So, pecking order theory, what it says is that there is a specific order in which companies raise their finance, which is the most effective order. So, the order according to the pecking order theory that the theory has specified is, first of all, go for retained earnings. Why? Because they are an internal source of finance. There is no extra cost of finance on raising this kind of funds. Then use debt, and then go for equity they are preferring at the end. Why? Because the issue cost is very high for equity, and also there is a chance that you will have to dilute the ownership, right? If you are issuing more equity, that means more and more people have a stake in your company. So let's read what the statements have to say over here. Companies want to minimize issue costs. Yes, this is absolutely correct. Companies want to take advantage of tax relief on loan interest. Yes, this is also definitely correct. That is why the second option that they prefer is taking debt. Companies want to avoid diluting shareholdings. Yes, that is why equity is the least preferred. So all of the statements given over here are correct. So I will go for 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much for watching this. We have come to an end to Grey Company. In the next video, we will be solving the second OT case for Section B. Stay tuned for the next one. Thank you so much.